doing, it's pretty much a done deal from there.
Exactly. However, there's also just that sweet ultra shortcut that's definitely gonna play a big part here to get people up in the front as well. So we're gonna be watching Pascal's perspective here, getting bumped a little bit by Ruby. Could be a little bit of lag playing in as well. Seems like Ruby already fails the cut. We have top 2 by Swiss Austria early out as Franco makes the sand hop, and we see Suip pressuring in 3rd place. Let's see what happens with the baggers here.
See, one of the baggers already a little bit ahead.
I think we got Eetu in last, which was a little expected considering we've seen him bag, and you know he kind of holds his own here, and we're pretty unfamiliar with Zach, so gonna have to see how he prevails. He's gonna be a little bit of the underdog here, but for now we have a smooth top 2 for Swiss Austria running, but that pack is looking really close and looking like an ultra shortcut will definitely break it up as we see 3-4, I believe, going for it already. One of them being Mio. Franco fails the sand hop, so one of their top spots getting taken out. We see 3-4 from 2-3-4 from Team Swiss Austria, and we have Suip in 1st, as I kind of talked about before, highlighted that Suip would probably be front running for them a lot.
Yeah, let's see here. Holding a start from Ruby. If Eetu's still in the back, about time they could probably already have shock.
It seems like one bagger's going forward and one's back, so I'm kind of confused as to what's happening here. It looked like one of them may have been billing, and one of them's just sitting at boxes.
Yeah, one's going.
We see a star coming in from Ruby, trying to chain trip Shrimps here, however, it gets a red shell, unfortunately. And it seems like the baggers are still fighting it out. I don't think a shock is in play yet. We see a TC coming out from Nesta. That's going to end his race. It's looking like Suip is just gone, man. The pack is like super close in the mid, but Suip is gone. And we see top 3 from Finland coming out right now. Ruby possibly getting taken out by a red here. Let's see if the bats can use to avoid. Good job doing that.
Good job from Ruby.
Top 4 for Finland. Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be tough.
No, that red's getting him for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely dead.
But Swiss Austria needs a huge shock here and just a bunch of dodges to catch up. It's just not looking good.
Definitely still good spots for Finland.
Oh, shock coming out. Yep, before boxes. Let's see what happens here.
That's unfortunate.
That doesn't look like anything is changing. Oh, and he gets greened as well. I think. Oh my god! Wow. Oh my god! That's Pascal is not having a good time today, fellas.
Yeah, that'll do it. He actually was still gonna beat one of the Finland members if it wasn't for that bill. He got the Finland member got random green on the line.
Right. Yeah, I think Franco snuck 3rd in, but it's looking like a top 2-4 for Finland. Unfortunate they didn't have any dodges in the mid there. So they just got themselves before boxes. Looks like Franco may have pulled trip Shrooms, and I was able to take him to 3rd, but kind of damage control shock there. As we see the top 2-4 coming out from Finland. Unfortunate, dude. I think Swiss Austria was running really well the first lap, but it seems like unlucky TC for Nesta, like going into lap 3, kind of ended his race. Other things, just like Suip taking cut. Franco failed the sand hop as well going into lap 2. Just certain things like that, kind of misplays and unlucky instances that just gave Suip a huge breakaway and allowed Finland to also just follow suit in 2-3.
Yeah, I don't know if it obviously didn't really make much of a difference since Finland got like a pretty good race regardless, but I think Ruby probably thought that Swiss Austria had the shock with that star chain, because I think holding it in 6 probably was the play. He wasn't that far off, and his chain was a single red, so
yeah,
it
definitely
didn't really do much.
Yeah, I personally would have held that a little bit longer too. It was kind of, it was a good prediction as well, because maybe he thought, oh, like they're really far behind from Suip and like the other top 2, top 3 members, so I'm just going to use this here so that to prevent. But maybe I think Swiss Austria, their best bet was just taking cut going into lap 3 and try to catch up to the front there. See Peach Gardens coming out. So good pick for Team Swiss Austria.
Yeah, pretty popular just reset track all around. You know, it doesn't really matter where you start in. It's all about that first item you pull. If it's a golden, you're just going triple shrooms. You're most of the time set for the rest of the race. Nothing happens.
Exactly. We're going to be looking at Team Finland to maybe drop from some of their top 4 positions. Nice trip shrooms for Ruby here. It is. Seems like Swiss Austria also got shrooms as well, as we see them in top 2. Franco and Mio going to look to run.
You know, if Ruby's able to, dodge off any backspin that this top 2 can, like, dish out, he should be first, but, that's obviously not that easy of a thing on Peach Gardens, especially with, like, all the hedges.
Exactly. You definitely need to play safe here, considering he is, like, one of their only top spots here, and he has a shroom, so this shroom is definitely going to take him to first. I feel like Mio might be holding shrooms in second. I haven't seen him backspin anything.
They were definitely in positions to get triple shrooms, Mio at least, so Might be another cut coming in.
I think Polar with trip reds.
Yeah,
And
there it
Mio's able
is.
to avoid them, so he's able to keep first. I think Mio has one more shroom, so if a blue shell comes, I think he's going to be okay. However, Ruby getting a red here would be deadly for Team Swiss Austria. You see...
Oh, it's a ground star.
Okay, wow, all right.
All right, good job by Zach. I'm assuming that was Zach's star.
Yeah, he must have called it out, because I don't think Mio would have found that either way.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he did let Ruby pass for like a split second, so he must have like gone out of his way to get it. But no red shell for Mio yet. It's looking like he's going to be set in first. Bill in 8th for Pascal right now. I'm curious to see who has shock. I haven't been paying attention to the bagging battle here. Don't see any... Ooh, and we see a shock coming out. It's looking like it was Finland's as Pascal loses his Bill. Somebody, I think, dodged in the mid. Not entirely sure.
I think that was a TS on first. I'm pretty sure Ruby was just aware that the shroom was still in play with Mio. Don't think he could. I don't think he took cut.
Yeah, Mio was not able to take cut, but we still see Finland in top 2 actually. Mio in 3rd, so actually a really good call there, as nobody from Swiss Austria was able to dodge. Suip had a bomb in first and was able to get Mio.
Yeah, I was questioning why he went wide for a second, but yeah, that was a really good bomb.
Yeah, really good communication coming from Finland. Suip telling Ruby to go wide there and just placing the bomb perfectly for Mio. And looking like another top 2 for Finland. Unfortunate for Swiss Austria. If they got shocked there, man, the race was set for them. Just really unfortunate.
Wasn't a horrible race for Swiss Austria. They got 3, 4, 5, 7. It's not a loss by too much. It's salvage definitely, especially with a shock on Gardens.
Exactly. I just they definitely could have had like a top 2, because I mean Pascal was holding Bill in 8th. Like that thing would have helped him a lot if they just like used it at the grass or whatnot at the beginning. But unfortunate. Gets it shocked out of him. I'm curious to see who was in 9th, who was in 10th. Maybe because he was holding Bill, Eetu was able to get it in 9th. Not entirely sure, but it seemed like Zach may have been super far back since he did get 10th.
I think what Pascal was thinking was that they were either going to chain dodges in more bottom spots, because it was pretty far away from the boxes for him to bill. So he might have been trying to get like a reaction dodge to one of them using a star or something.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunate nobody used a dodge from them.
Yeah.
Man could not predict that. He did not. I guess Suip must have used a Mega or something, but maybe he just didn't take cut. He didn't take cut with his Mega is what must have happened, because remember he chained a bomb.
Yeah, it was definitely like, I don't think it was a shock that was like, okay, you take cut in your Mega, we'll call you out.
Yeah.
Because Ruby was still pretty close to him.
Yeah, you were right about the Mio. They just wanted to TS Mio, not taking cut with the shroom, and Suip went around, and it just worked out for the best for them right there. MC3! Let's go! Love watching this track. Super hectic.
This is pretty, honestly, for baggers, this is probably, from what I know, like one of their hated tracks. Just because if you get Bill, the other bagger essentially gets shocked for free.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's super annoying. And you literally just have to have your teammates start out of you. That's the best you can do. So we'll see what the baggers opt to do. A lot of the people, looks like one of them went forward to try to get his teammate the Bill. So really interesting here to see, but it could give 10th place like a free golden or something to just get back and get in 10th. It looks like Eetu is actually in 10th, and Zach was the one that opted to let his teammate get Bill. Pascal was in the front, but ends up getting bumped a little bit. And Puffe spamming the Bill and hitting Pascal.
Wasn't play, yeah.
Wow, okay. So that worked out for Eetu then, because since he was super far in last, and somebody was holding the Bill in the front, so it looks like Eetu should have the advantage getting back here, but...
Yeah, if he doesn't have it already, he's definitely getting it soon.
Exactly.
Oh, actually, both baggers seem to still be shrooming through the sand, and it's close now.
Yeah, and we see Ruby taking the nice full shortcut with that golden. Saves you so much time, passes so many people, and we're going to see him stay in first. Franco front-running MC3 as he should on that Daisy. Bill in 6 for Pascal, though. Let's see if he can actually dodge shock here with this Bill.
Yeah, seems to be his trademark item.
Yeah, it's looking at... I'd say that was a really good spot to use it in, as he wants to predict here. It should be taking him to at least second.
Bill's teammate, unfortunately.
Did he build Franco? Oh my goodness.
Two of his teammates, unfortunately.
Wow. Oh my goodness, and top 2 again for Finland. Unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's really tough to avoid the Bill there, though. It's really hard to predict like where it's gonna go on that track. Sometimes it just like randomly goes wide, sometimes randomly tight. So unfortunate that he builds 2 of his teammates there, leading to a Finland top 2-4, I believe.
Yeah, Bill on that track is probably one of the harder ones. It has like certain lines where it literally just goes into the sand. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's really unfortunate.
it's such a strong item with the shock on this track because
Yeah.
it's like such a short track that it'll bring you up so many spots if used correctly. Top 2, 4, 5, man. Oh, sheesh.
For what
So
it's
we see-
worth, I'm not entirely sure if Swiss Austria would have gotten that much better of a race had he not build them. It was just unfortunate that there was no shock for him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who knows? Maybe because I know Franco definitely didn't have shrooms. Maybe the other teammate that he built had shrooms and would have been able to take cut and be up there with them. But yeah, a shock definitely would have been huge for Team Swiss Austria. And it's just unfortunate what we're seeing now is, I think, what is it, 2-1 in Finland's favor for shock count?
Yeah, I think so.
So, man, it looks like Eetu is kind of expressing a little bit of dominance right now. However, I think mainly Swiss Austria is losing because of the shocks. I think they're running really well. Finland's just using their resources really well to their advantage.
Yeah, a lot of the races have been pretty much completely turned around because of shock. You know, Gardens was looking pretty good for Swiss Austria. Finland shock just turned that around completely.
Exactly. Yeah. No, they're playing super well with their resources. So props to Finland. Definitely props to Finland right now. As you know, they're not playing selfishly at all. Like, they're playing very selflessly, and that's exactly what you have to do to win these matches. And my personal favorite track, Delfino Square, coming out.
Another
Let's
track
go.
where shock is insanely powerful. Honestly, I honestly would say in wars this is one of the more like volatile tracks when it comes to the effects that shock has. You know, chaining a star on double it honestly will save you like close to like 10 seconds if you chain the right item.
If you chain like star into star, dodge shock next lap, and like fourth, it's perfect. But
It's ridiculous.
me personally, I'm running this track. I'm staying in the front. I don't know why. I just love to drive this track. But, you know, Pascal getting a perfect pull here with these trip shrooms. That's what we want to see in the first lap. Nobody else taking cuts, so it looks like he's going to be in first with the shroom going for a while now. And this is what we wanted to see from Swiss Austria coming out. Now it's really just dependent on the bagger getting shocked here.
Definitely needed to break that Finland top 3. That would have been a pretty hard thing to deal with had he not been able to take double.
Oof. Blue coming already, so shroom is gone. At least he did not take the damage for it, but gives a lot of the Finland members opportunities to get shrooms and other things to take him out. So we're going to see what happens with him here. But for now, he's just smoothly driving in first. Curious to see how the baggers are doing. I think I missed who was in last there.
Eetu's in last right now.
Gotcha. So it could be looking like another Finland shock if we don't see anything come out. You see a Mega from Ruby.
Oh, you can take, that's...
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually a good pull.
Yeah. That was perfect for him.
Perfect to do double.
I've honestly never seen that before, so...
Yeah, it's actually some of those like niche things that you should be aware of. If you chain a Mega there, just a single shroom is all you need to finish that double.
Well, you learn something new every day. I feel like if they had Shock there, they would have used it on him. So I think Shock's still up for grabs, but it looks like we have Pascal in second. I don't know who's in first. Ooh, and Ruby getting back right there. We see Suip and Ruby in 3-4. Nesta and Franco 5-6. So it looks like we have Polar in first. The man, the vet, coming out saying, hey, I'm going to stay in front here. But lap 3 is always hectic on Delfino. We'll see what happens. And lucky second place shroom pull for Pascal, going to stay in first here. Looks like he should be smooth sailing. Hopefully I don't speak too soon with a blue shot. Looks like Franco's in third. We're going to have a 1-3 from Swiss Austria here. No shock in play.
Yeah, I don't think Finland definitely doesn't have it. Otherwise, I think Polar would have taken cut. I think he went around to avoid a potential TS.
Yeah, so, I mean, looks like we just have, I don't know, just good luck from Pascal there. Getting that shroom in second, able to propel him to first. So, no shock, and Swiss Austria wins the race. Correlation? Possibly.
It's definitely a pretty good race for Swiss Austria. See what they got. I saw 1-3 for sure.
Yeah, we saw what 5-6 from Finland, so could have been a really good race from Swiss Austria. Polar was up there. 1-3-4 from Swiss Austria. That's really what they needed to get back into this thing.
Let's see.
I don't know if anyone was holding shock. I'm curious to see if maybe Zach had it and just held it the whole race. And that's maybe just exactly what Swiss Austria needed.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I could think of like a place where a shock would have been like insanely good for Swiss Austria, unless like their 8th had a dodge. But it honestly just might have been shockless entirely.
Yeah, definitely possible, which is weird to see on Delfino.
Yeah, for sure. Especially since Eetu is so far behind, but you know, happens.
Yeah, just unlucky for E2 there. But that's kind of like the more fun Delfino, where it's just like, for me anyway, because I just like to run it. So it's just like, oh, it's cool to see people just like getting up there with strats and stuff. Although a shock would have made it hectic for sure.
Yeah, Delfino's it is a fun track to drive. It's just that the shock just ruins it for most people. But you know, no shock there. So
If there was no shortcut, I think it would be a lot more competitive. I think.
oh yeah, for sure.
People would love to run it a lot more, but that shortcut just changes the game so much, especially with the double. If it was just a single, then it'd be fine. But like the double just kind of kills the whole game. You chain a star, you win the race, and dodge shot.
Exactly.
Tough first GP. We see 139 to 105 in Finland's favor. I don't know, Edison. Like, what do you think Swiss Austria could change about their gameplay to kind of get them up there more? I feel like they're playing really well. It's just the shocks are killing them.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm not sure if there's much more the runners can do. I feel like they're doing like what they can with what they've been given. And I don't mean to like put all the weight on Zach, but it looks like it's falling into his hands now. You got to see more shocks from him if they want to see, you know, some actual damage.
Yeah. Another thing we were discussing before is like maybe Lumi could have been a difference maker so far.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe his presence could have propelled him a little bit higher in terms of results. Like it could be a lot closer GP maybe with Lumi in it. So that's another thing to think about. We see Sherbyland coming out. All 10 racers picked it. Exciting stuff here. Definitely. What do you think about this track? What's the strat here? Do you think it's more runnable or like? Cause shock plays a part, but I feel like you can definitely run it as well.
Yeah, it's a running track. It can be a running track for sure. The thing with shock is that you can use it virtually just anywhere on the track, and since most of it is just off-road, it's like a really powerful item if you dodge.
Exactly.
Like chaining a star and just being in a star and dodging is just insanely good.
I think another thing is like getting a golden first set in like a 6, maybe 7 spot. Just using it immediately lap 1 will give you a pretty good breakaway as well.
Yeah.
But like you said, like definitely a lot of opportunity to catch up with shock here. See Ruby getting taken out, going to be trolled by Franco.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's a really good pull.
Should be fine. We see E2 in last again, like we've been seeing the whole time, but it looks like Zach is not far behind, so could be an interesting bagging battle here. See if anybody pulls the bill, but for now, we have Pascal in 8th. Swiss Austria bottom 3, I think. So it looks like Mio is kind of the only hope up there right now, and we'll see what he can manage. But it's for now, it seems like the running power of Finland is just really strong. Zach with a box steal on his teammate. Unfortunate.
Looks like E2 has it, and Zach's trying to start out of him, and I think he did. No. Might have been lag. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like Zach was chasing E2 with a star.
Yeah, I think E2 might still have it though. So unfortunate for Swiss Austria here as they're bottom 3 and they really need a shock to come back. It looks like one of the baggers billing trying to get it out of him, so I think E2 might still have it. We'll see what happens here. I think they're just not going to use it, Finland, because they're just too far gone in the top, and if they use it, it could be detrimental.
Yeah, they definitely don't need to use it if they have it already. I saw Mio in 2nd as lap 3 was entering, but since he's not there anymore, it's looking like an unfortunate race for Swiss Austria. Yeah,
and Ruby taking a TC there with his Mega, dodging shock, so we were right all along. E2 definitely had it, and it's looking like another deadly race against Swiss Austria. Unfortunate no shock pull, but we see Pascal they salvaged it a little bit. 3-4, 3-4-5. Wow. 6.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That's actually not at all what I expected.
Yeah,
what?
Me neither. Okay. Salvage.
Definitely not bad at all. Not bad at all considering. I mean, like you said earlier, I'm not sure if the shock should have been used, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Because it got their bottom 2 into boxes. You know, yeah, Ruby chained, got a Mega, got Shrooms afterwards, but they got 7-8 boxes, and I think that was the determining factor for that 3-4-5-6.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely a bit of a misplay there, as, you know, Ruby would have been fine just, like, holding his Mega, like, being in his Mega, and, like, he chain tripped Shrooms as well, which was a really good pull. So either way, I think he would have gotten, like, a nice mid spot, and it could have been, like, a top 2, 4, 5-ish for Finland, but instead, Swiss Austria playing damage control there, even though the shock was against them, and getting that 3 through 6. So good on them to be able to salvage that after the breakaway that Finland had and just were able to catch up.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, what do you think is a good track right now for Finland in top 2 7-8? I've always been like stumped by this one.
So what teams that I plan on normally do with like top and bottom spots is we pick GV just because you can get shrooms in the bottom pretty early, and being in like first and even second on a track like Grumble Volcano is pretty good. People take the cut and you get bottom spot boxes. You're like middle to bottom spot boxes, so you potentially can have like shrooms and like triple shrooms in like second or third. It's a pretty good track for spots like those. IMO.
Yeah, another track I've heard people opt for is Moonview, with just top 2 run, try to not let 4th draft, and then 7-8 could you possibly get goldens and also get up there. The devil's advocate to that is maybe 5th place pulls strip shrooms and then also just shrooms up and passes the top 2. So
yeah,
we'll see. We got Summit coming out. None of the tracks we talked about, but that's a-okay. This is going to be huge for Shock here. We'll see if the baggers can manage to get back to the respawn point. I'm interested to see if Eetu can do it, as it's a pretty hard strat to make backwards.
Yeah, especially on a track like this, it's not really if both baggers make it, it's a stalemate. Both baggers are in 9th, so
Ooh,
no. That's unfortunate.
And we see Pascal getting lag bumped by Franco to oblivion, and it looks like they're going to have bottom 2 by quite a bit. And Ruby holding this bill, but the PAL forcing him to use it. Mio, and he builds Sweep as well, so we're going to see 3 coming out from Mio at least. We're going to see who's in first right now. It's Puffe, so we see top 2 from Finland coming out. 3rd at least for Swiss Austria, and they're going to need some shocks to get back into this, because right now we see Finland outrunning Swiss Austria here. Interested to see what the double will happen.
Yeah, oh, is that yes? A bagger's made the backward stretch now.
Oh wow. Gonna see who that will be. My expectation is to see Eetu back there, but we never know. Maybe Zach has been hardcore grinding DKS bagging, and maybe this will save him the race. I'm really intrigued to see what happens here, but for now we have a nice top 2 breakaway. It was Eetu that made the cut, so possible shot coming in for their top 2 here, and that's what we see. And looks to be a devastating race for Swiss Austria's top 2 is pretty much an automatic win.
Yeah, it's pretty textbook. You make it backwards on DKS, get shot, cannon dodge.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see if any Finland members dodged in the mid spots, or if anybody from Swiss Austria did, could possibly help them catch up. No reason to go for double here at all, as they're just so far gone, and any fails could risk that advantage.
It was actually kind of a scary angle that he went for cut there, but worked out.
Yeah, blue coming in for Ruby, but doesn't look like it's going to do anything, as they were just too far gone from that dodge. So definitely a top 2 from Finland coming out. Waiting at the line, so top 3 it looks like. Looks like a top 3 for Finland then.
Ooh. I think that's a top. Is that a top 4?
It could have been. This screen is really interesting right now. That was funny to watch. But yeah, I think it might have been a top 4 for Finland. Unfortunate, I guess. Finland. It's just like a very good running track, DKS. I think.
Yeah.
If you have to be in the front if you want to maintain, and to keep up with you have to keep up with the other guys too. If their team is shocked as well. But yeah, top 4 from Finland. As you said. Oh man.
Not looking too good for Swiss Austria. Definitely did not want to see that result.
Yeah, it looks like we're following suit with the previous wars, as we see a lot of blowouts, just blowouts after blowouts, and hopefully Swiss Austria can come back and try to put up a fight. But for now, it's looking like unfortunate in terms of the shock department, as we're seeing Swiss Austria just getting repeatedly over and over destroyed by them each race. So hopefully they're able to get some in the future. I think Zach will start getting a lucky, hopefully, and that will help them get some good races, because we're seeing like good running from them. However, that race Finland just had the runners and also had the shock. So that was
I was gonna say, aside from that race, Swiss Austria has definitely just been they've had front presence. They've been like I said, they were doing as much, I feel like, as they could with the items they were given, but shock is just too much of a powerful item to not have.
Too strong, man. Honestly, unfortunate seeing a TF come out as the track pick. After that top 4, man. So Finland is just getting everything they need right now. So we'll see if they follow suit. I'd expect one of Finland's members to drop for the bill, possibly 3rd place, since 4th place can draft, and it'd be an easy top 3 run for them if they get this draft here. Looks like barely comes out, and
it was a questionable like beginning. I feel like they could have taken more boxes. They gave Swiss Austria a few boxes to work with, but you know, it doesn't look like it did too much.
Right. I feel like after this point in the race is kind of determined already. Like,
yeah,
that's how a lot of TF races go. Is if you're like in first after the first jump and you just stay there, you're likely not gonna lose it unless to like a TS or a blue. Like if you're just gonna run peacefully, like nothing's gonna change. Shrooms can't really do much. You know, mid-pack items could get you up there, but I think first is pretty much locked unless a blue comes. So I think we're just gonna see Ruby running here. Curious to see how the rest of the racers are doing. I think we have top 2 for Finland right now, possibly top 3. We see Pascal in the middle trying to catch up here, but yeah, we see a top 2, 4, 5, and a TC pulled for Franco as well. So somebody's in 3rd place from Swiss Austria. Maybe it's Mio trying to hold it up for them, but no, it's looking like honestly, top 4 now. Actually.
Yeah, it's looking like a top 4 for Finland again.
Oh, and this is where Zach needs to come in the clutch for Team Swiss Austria, because look how far behind they are, man. Even with the shock, I think they still have a lot of work to do.
You definitely need a combination of like shock and blue to do some damage to this top 4. Otherwise, I think it's... Oh?
Okay,
oh, he's breaking in a little bit.
Ruby maybe have gotten wheelie bumped or something there. Not too sure. But yeah, no blue pull for Swiss Austria right now, and none of the Finland members are holding it either. So huge mega pull here.
Honestly, if they have shock, this is just the free first for Swiss Austria.
Let's see what happens here. It looks like no shock is going to come into play, however. It's looking like another top 4 for Finland. Unless Pascal can beat Ruby here. Trying to lag the room with those rear views. Not sure if it worked.
I think the low jump was the difference. I think he beat him with that. Yeah, not too sure.
Possibly. Man, but like as I said earlier, we just saw what happened. I mean, I called it. I was like, if nothing happens after that first jump, then they win the race, and that's exactly what happened. Nobody was able to take them out.
Looks like that first set, like I said, it was pretty much decided. You know, if when you have top 4 on TF, you can like comfortably take the tight 2 boxes and, you know, not lose any spots. And I feel like because of that, it gave like Finland like the leeway they needed to just fend off any items that Swiss Austria could have pulled. Exactly.
And we see the top 3-5 coming out for Finland. And you were right, Pascal hitting that low jump, super clutch. You know, we feel like it doesn't play a huge role, but it got him a spot.
You never know. Yeah, you never know. Still have time. They can come back. They're gonna need to. It's gonna need to start now, though. They don't really have much time to like waste.
Yeah, we see that they're down 93 by the looks of it. So, possible 5 runs coming in soon. I mean, we're not even to GP3 yet, so definitely still advised to bag. I would definitely want to keep bagging, but they're going with a very good strat of picking luck tracks.
Yeah.
As the running tracks were not working for them, and that's exactly what I would do in their spot.
You gotta be scared if you're Swiss Austria seeing a DK Mountain pick. I'm not too sure how good Finland is at it, but top 3-5 with DK Mountain is just... And yep, there it is. Yeah, there's the pick.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we couldn't commentators curse that track. Yeah, no. Franco is on Daisy, so interested to see how he will do here. We see him in the front some of these races. I mean, we saw him in first on MC3, which is a Daisy track. If you do opt to run there, so possibly seeing him up here. I would hope to see him up there, as they really need a Daisy presence, and Daisy lines are just so good on DK Mountain. And we see him in last, though, so that's not going to be what they want. They want him to get up there, try to get maybe a golden here. As DK Mountain, very good running track when you're starting in like top 2, 4-ish, top 3 spots. So Ruby getting the exact items that he needs with those trip res. He's just going to stop and troll on the cut. That's exactly what I'd do. He should not have backspammed that second red, I think. He shouldn't be backspamming these reds at all. I think he could have done a lot of damage on the cut here and given his team. Oh my god!
And then he just gets another pair. Doesn't matter.
No way! He gets 3 of them.
They're all. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, fortunately for one of them, they had a mega, but that's just That's just insane.
That was the absolute god pull. Trip Reds to Trip Reds. Wow.
I can't believe it.
He had no intention of trolling. He was like,
No,
I'll
for
back these
sure.
Reds.
Yeah,
I'll
he
back
was
these
he was gonna run it. He was gonna run the rest of that. But I mean, when you got triple reds again and you're right in front of DK Mountain Cut, you just have to, and he did. It worked perfectly.
I am dead right now. Dude, that's just so unlucky for Swiss Austria. Like,
Yeah.
what did you do to come back from that? Okay, well, they get a blue, so that's a good first step. Pascal holding his third, trying to avoid these greens. But, man, they need, like, 2 shocks. Unfortunate Pascal getting taken out there. Oh, my God, dude. Ruby with the insane luck. The insane luck there.
This is another track also where baggers are just going to be sitting. So, I mean, the only chance is that if Zach got lucky, he can maybe get 4th in, get top 3 out.
Doesn't look like
No,
we're going to be seeing
unfortunate.
that. Someone just stopped from Team Finland, and Pascal is giving me a bit of a seizure by looking back too much. But we see Finland top 2. Pascal trying to hold his third. He takes out second, I think, with a red. No,
Yeah.
he did not.
Oh, really? Okay.
Polar is just running into walls for fun on his screen.
It's lagging a bit.
Pascal's really holding his own here. I mean, he's been in second like the whole time, so good on him to kind of salvage this race as he gets second. And we see a 4-5 as well from Team Swiss Austria. Not sure how they pulled that.
Okay, yeah, that's... Wait, did Finland get bottom 2?
Yeah,
Wow.
Finland somehow got bottom 2.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a winning race.
Yeah.
For Swiss Austria. Wow. Okay, that's not at all what I expected.
Finland with the choke on the track after being top 3 the whole race. Swiss Austria did not get a shock, and a lot of just fails and flubs we saw coming out from Team Finland there. As we saw Polar just kind of running into walls for fun, and other things happening as we see 2, 4, 5, 6 from Swiss Austria.
That race was set up perfectly by Ruby, but unfortunately, the rest of Finland just could not hold it up.
Yeah, Ruby didn't want to play, but he forcibly played support there at the short term. Just stop it there.
I still can't believe that.
that is just a clip of a lifetime right there, dude. Like, Trip Reds backspam 2 of them. Hey, let me just get 3 more. No problem. Ridiculous.
The deficit from Swiss Austria and Finland is still looking, around high 80s, low 90s still. But I mean, they still have a chance. I've seen bigger comebacks happen in less time.
Yeah.
So it's definitely possible. But yeah.
Yeah, we see them down 92. So I think after race 2, if nothing's changed, we're gonna see 2 fire runs come. No, I think after race 1, if nothing's changed, we need to see 2 fire runs come out or 3 fire runs. Sorry, but they need a lot to come back here. I think Swiss Austria's gotten 1 shock maybe the whole war, and that's kind of been the deciding factor. It's been quite unfortunate to have only 1 shock in 8 races, but maybe that's where Zach needs to do a little practice. Try to see what he can do. Maybe watch some videos to try to help his team. Not sure if they have any other baggers. If maybe their main one was somebody else, but Zach just kind of needs to put in work right here for his team because they're struggling without it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Zach was bagging, and let me just check real quick. I'm pretty sure Zach was still bagging Zach was still bagging in the other war. So if I'm not mistaken, he might be their only bagger, or at least like a person who was intended to bag.
Yeah, the only thing is that Spain actually 5 ran that war.
Oh, I see.
Austria.
Oh yeah, that's the case. Okay.
So he was uncontested in terms of shock. So. Big difference here now. We're going to see what happens as we see Coconut Maw coming out. I think a fairly good track for neutral spots, like the alt spots that we've been seeing. Good communication right there coming out from Ruby immediately as he just backs a fib into Pascal's face. Puff staying in second. And what do you think here? I think running is like really optimal here. I think shocks are they're useful in certain situations, but I feel like they're not as deadly as they could be on other tracks.
This is definitely a similar track to TF, where after the first set, you kind of have an idea of how the race is going to play out, you know, assuming that the top spots don't, like, make any massive mistakes or there's not, like, any insane items.
Right.
And, you know, you can already see it now. Top 2 is just breaking away, just driving, backing items.
Definitely. I mean, the double backspam has been clutch, too, because we saw Mio was in 3rd place. Ruby said, hey, Puff, go wide. I'm going to back a fib here. Mio went tight, hit the fib, and, you know, that's just, like, the little things like this that need to happen for you to just do well, like, in this World Cup. And we see the chemistry, man, between them, that they've played together and they know the certain things that they have to do. Yeah. So we see, what is that? I think a top 3 from Finland right now?
Yeah, top 3 from Finland. They're only 8th. That's their low spot.
And we need a shock to come out here. We see a bagger hitting a car. I think that was Eetu. I think Zach is actually in last here, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I messed that up a little bit with my vision. Maybe it was a runner that actually hit the car. Not entirely sure, but we still see a top 3 from Finland coming out. Star coming in from Suip. I would not expect the shock here. Although none of Swiss Austria using any dodges, so maybe a shock could be fine there.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, just a T. I mean, blue shell's out. Could do something.
Yeah, we could see a possible comeback for Swiss Austria with this blue. They're still going to maintain top 2, however. I think mid spots are looking pretty good for Swiss Austria. We see 3-4, but man, they need a lot more. That's their 3rd TC of the race.
Second one for Mio. It's unlucky.
Unfortunate. And yeah, it looks like it's just going to be top 2 shockless race. Top 2, 4, 5 for Finland. Unfortunate for Swiss Austria, man.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much exactly what happened. You know, they got a blue off, but when you're top 3 and it's just you have too many teammates around you for a blue like that to do much. So top 2, 4, 5 is this is looking like this might their only chance is gonna be like 3 top 5s, I guess. It's getting to the point where it's looking a little unlikely.
Yeah, they need some Aiden and Eirik luck in 2v2 money matches is what I'm thinking, because they average are like 3 blues a race. So I think that's what Swiss Austria needs right now to kind of keep them in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, but yeah, we've seen just an excellent showing, I think, from Finland today in terms of bagging and running. You know, they've just used everything that they've had to their advantage, and like haven't really been committing too many errors, minus DK Mountain. So that they've just kind of been like showing that, whoa, we're here to play. We're here to play.
100%. Stuff like little stuff like you were saying, like the backspin on CM, even like the shot call on Gardens. You know, honestly, they seem like pretty obvious to some teams, but in like this stage, it may be like something that some teams, you know, don't really think of, and you can definitely just tell that Finland have the experience that unfortunately Swiss Austria might not have. Yeah,
they're just playing. I don't know. I feel like their chemistry is just really coming into play here. I feel like since they've started, because they don't really play regs too much together, but ever since they started scrimming, I think it's definitely come together more and more as they've played. So that's exactly what you need to do. It's the same thing for Team Latin America. Like we didn't really have much chemistry at first, but we've just been playing so many wars together, and that's really brought us like united and just having decent strats and good chemistry that, you know, wouldn't be happening on other teams. So. BCW pick for Finland. Finland also getting the luck area in the track pick, so good strat starting out to go for the right box from whoever started in mid. That's kind of, you don't really see that in kind of like lower tier matches, so really interesting that Finland incorporating that. So like it's a testament to the practice that they've been putting in, like just seeing those strats and kind of taking in what other players have been doing. I'm sure they've been watching a lot of streams trying to get those strats down, but looking like another run for Finland here.
Yeah, it's looking like both. It's still double bagger war, I guess. Swiss Austria just trying to mitigate the loss as much as they can.
Exactly. They're going more for plus minus right now than the win, I think.
Yeah.
So, we saw 3 Swiss Austria players fail the glitch, so could not bring them up to the front. Top 4 breakaway right now for Finland. The kind of just the same story we've been seeing over and over. We'll see if we get any blue pulls here or any shocks coming their way. That would make stuff a lot more interesting in this cast.
Yeah, I don't know, not too much going on.
Yeah, we just see like normal driving for Ruby here. Now we're gonna see some exciting item pulls from Pascal. Blue coming out from Mio. Puffe getting taken out, so we're gonna see some stuff going on for Swiss Austria here. Gets put on the boost pad though, so we still see top 3 coming out from Finland. Bill coming out from Nesta, so possibly having Zach. No, I think they would have shocked there if Zach.
Yeah, they definitely would have shocked. They definitely would have shocked if they had it. So it's looking like either no one has it or just Zach doesn't.
I think it's going to be another Eetu shock. Unfortunate for Swiss Austria. We see Puffe getting taken out. Ruby getting a TC, so a little unluck coming. But we still see, I think, is that? Yeah, top 2 for Finland still. 3-4 for Swiss Austria. I can say we're gonna expect to see somebody dodging back there. Probably Ruby. Oh, whoa.
Oh, that was close.
Very interesting decision. Ballsy play to go for glitch here. Doesn't pay off, unfortunately. And looks like he gets redded as well by his teammate, possibly. So little miscommunication there. Unfortunate failing the glitch, but he did need to go for it if they wanted to mitigate any more damage. But it looks like Finland. Ruby with a star is definitely gonna dodge here. Yep, as we expected.
Yeah.
TS is 2 of Swiss Austria. It's gonna be another
Send a
top
mega
4
pull.
at least. Oh my goodness! And it just continues for Finland, man. Pascal
Practicing his bag and strats.
giving up on all hope, and yeah, Finland, man, just coming out strong and really frustrating. It must be for Swiss Austria here.
Yeah, you know, wars like that, no matter how much respect you have for the other bagger and like their skill, it's always frustrating to, you know, to be losing a shot count by this much, but it's just what happens sometimes.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes you can hope to get shocks in 9th over and over again. Like some baggers kind of like specialize in that and getting shocks in 9th. We see some MKPS matches from Star Strike, you know, not really a bagger, but he gets them in 9th. Same thing with Zexus. I mean, we've seen Zexus Gaming get a lot of 9th place shocks in custom track. Yeah, in CTWL matches. You know, they might not be the strongest baggers, might not know the strats, but luck just might be on their side. And it works out for them in the end. Shout out to Star Strike and Zexus Gaming. How's everyone doing today? We got 350 viewers on the stream, man. A lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah, and, for a playing match, it's really good. Honestly, it gets me excited to see what we have in store for the future.
Glad to see you guys are on the hype train, man. Hopefully you guys are having a good Saturday. I know I am watching these exciting matches. And yeah, man, we're gonna see what we have for the rest of the playing stage. A lot of fun stuff here, and we see one of my favorite and fun tracks, BC3.
Oh yes sir, yes sir. This is honestly one of my favorite tracks.
A lot of action.
If not my favorite.
A lot of action. It's number 2 to Delfino for me. I'm gonna say that. But you know, if any track is gonna give Swiss Austria a good race, I think it's just this one, just because it's such a jumble of anything that can happen.
Yeah, very cut oriented.
Cut oriented. I feel like it's also a good 5-run track, as you know, shock can play. I said this yesterday in the Italy match. Shock is kind of like a damage control item, as you kind of use it to prevent cut. However, if you're just gone in like top 3, top 4, and nobody's taking cut like Pascal's doing right now, you could definitely stay safe in first. However, there's so many blues. Like the track is so long that blues often come. Like we've seen BC3s with like 5 or 6 blue pulls. So wouldn't be surprised to see that against Pascal. But for now, hopefully he just drives smoothly, because he's been having a tough war, Swiss Austria in general, and you know, would like to see a break for them.
Yeah, so this track definitely has the most boxes of any. I'm pretty sure that's the case. So you know, blues are just bound to happen. But no, hopefully commentator's curse does not come into play. And see just a smooth run.
Yeah, and now we're gonna take it back to Ruby. Usually we've been seeing the kind of the opposite in terms of perspectives. We've been seeing Pascal usually the one spamming these items in the back, and Ruby the one up in the front. But this time Pascal said, you know, I'm tired of it. Let me get in first. So interested to see who's in last right now. We see baggers just sitting at boxes. Someone spamming them in 9th. Falls off. Looks like he might have had the bill. Other bagger is still spamming, I believe. I'm not entirely sure what the bagging battle is looking like, but Yeah, looking like one of them's just opting to go for the 9th. Mio said, "I'm tired of you right now, Ruby, with these trip reds. Leave me alone. Leave our whole team alone. I'm gonna use this Mega here."
Got his
Looks like
revenge for
Zach.
came
I
out.
think Zach actually has shot. I think Zach might be holding it here.
Yeah, he's just sitting, chilling in last. He might have it.
But we see E2, I think, going forward as well. Could be a possible shock here for Finland. Yep, looks like Finland shock again.
Oh.
Ruby is opting to wait for a box as he wants to take cut, but it's blocked anyway, so needs to make Shroomless here if he wants a good spot. And unfortunately fails it. Pascal, I think we still have it first, but I think we have it confirmed last from Ruby. Uncharacteristic from this war, I would say. But yeah, Pascal smooth driving. Just smooth, easy first.
Cut was blocked for the most part, so you know, that's no one taking Ultra means pretty easy first for Pascal.
I think Finland may have gotten second and followed suit behind Pascal, so looks like it might have been a possible Finland race win. However, Ruby getting last, I think, denies that. So yeah, interesting war, interesting finish to the war.
Yeah, unfortunate that it wasn't as close as I hoped it would be, but you know, races were definitely interesting.
Yeah, we did see another blowout, but man, we just saw Finland. I think we have one more race actually.
Oh yeah, we do have
one more race.
Yeah.
All right, I was looking at the scoreboard and I saw race 11. Oh, we're on race 11.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. All right, was a little confused there.
Yeah. I thought that was last race for some reason.
Yeah. All right, I'm out of it. My bad. But yeah, it's looking like. I mean, we've just been commentating the whole time on just the strength of Finland right now and how they're gonna fare in the play-in stage. I think I'm excited to see. Does Finland play Belgium? That's something I would want to see. I don't think they do, unfortunately. Yeah, so we won't see a Finland versus Belgium, which is kind of like the two titans that we would have seen. Also, would have loved to have seen a Finland versus Italy. That would have been an exciting match as well, but unfortunately won't get to see those three teams hash it out. But we will see Belgium against Italy after this match in an hour, and I'm excited to see that. I think Italy is like really, like in terms of momentum, they're up there right now, man. They just want to keep playing. They want to hash it out. They want to keep their momentum going, and I think they have a really good chance to like prove their underdogness against Belgium.
Yeah, they're definitely a similar team to Finland, where they've been playing for so long together, and they have like the chemistry that you know, similar to what Finland has. So should be an interesting match.
Okay, so we have KC, kind of like a neutral pick, we would say. Key here for me, I personally would want to get like a golden trip shrooms or something first set, and just kind of want to run the rest of the race. I don't know, what do you think, Edison? What's kind of like most important to go for here?
Yeah, pretty much exactly what Ruby has. Golden first set just propels you so far to the front, and probably just gonna be seeing that right now. Yeah.
How do you think shock like factors into KC?
It's a track where the shock is very, very textbook. You know, you're gonna shock first set if you want it to do virtually any damage, unless the pack is really close. If you have shock and you shock first set, the person who dodges most of the time will get a good spot.
Definitely. And we see kind of the common lap 1 strats here cut from the baggers, kind of dropping stars for the first place, trying to give Ruby that breakaway that he so needs if he wants to avoid a blue. But we see the blue coming out, and Swiss Austria getting what they need. Let's see if Pascal can avoid that red. He does, and looks like he's going to be driving in first with a shroom here. Pack is still kind of close, except bottom 3. Bottom 3 is kind of a little separated, but we're going to see shrooms coming out to catch them up here.
Holding a shroom, I mean, yeah, I can see why he would do so, but it's so close from Finland that any item is just a really big threat.
It's so risky. So Ruby does get a shroom here. However, if he got a red, Pascal would have been dead. But I don't think that they know that Pascal has a shroom first.
Yeah.
So Pascal's going to be safe for now, which is exactly what they need. I think he's not going to opt for cut here. I think Ruby will and just try to take first. And that's what it's looking like. So maybe Swiss Austria's holding blue or something. Oh, bumps Pascal. Really good play by Ruby there.
Really good play, yeah.
Forcing Pascal to use his shroom. And Pau gets Ruby in the air, gets Pascal before, but looks like Ruby's just playing really well right now. And oh my god,
you hate to see that. You really hate to see that.
That's so unfortunate.
Shroombas with red shells are definitely a little scary for some people, just because they can just sway out of the way. So the last second throw is Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's risky. The last second throw is risky because the shroom just won't pop out immediately.
Yeah.
But oh my god, Finland top 3 break. Unfortunately, I think Pascal just bombed like 3 of his teammates. So possible frustration bomb coming out here. Polar was able to avoid it. Polar just teleporting everywhere. A lot of lag coming out from him. We've seen, but
Can we see it?
No.
No. Would have been good to break the top 4, but
no arrogante today, man. That's what Polar said. He said I'm too good at teleporting, man.
Oh man.
So another top 4, but I think Finland. What did they have 3 top 4s this war?
Something like that. They had a top 3-5 as well, so it was just right after the first GP. It was just dominance and complete dominance from Finland.
Wow. And yeah, their plus minus is looking great right now. They're pretty happy with this result.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe they expected it. Not entirely sure.